Thank you, miss.
My job is done.
Right. And Jesse, you're first on the docket for today, so.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. It's good to see everyone. Sorry, I'm not used to doing first.
Sorry.
No, it's good. So the big update, you probably all saw my report, is that we got another grant for just under $10,000 to continue the medical transportation program through GoGo Inc. The first grant was through MCOA. This grant is through the state. So we're just gonna kind of continue business as usual. It's very different than using taxi services, so we've had some growing pains, but we're getting used to it and working with them to figure out, the most effective way to get people from point A to point B, so. And then we'll see how it goes, if it's worth continuing, or we want to go back to taxis, or what kind of the long-term need is. Sue and I and the counselor are still working on the tablet program. The reporting is due at the end of April. So you've been amazing doing all those surveys, so thank you. Have been a huge help. And I think about 52 of the tablets are accounted for at this point. And we're slowly getting new signups, so I think we'll get them out. I'm sorry, 72. I was gonna say 50 is not a lot. The other big update is that we met with the library. There's a person working at the library who reached out wanting to do more supports around dementia. So it was a great meeting because we were able to share that we're already doing a lot of work in that area in terms of presentations and stuff. But she wants to bring more services there, and I kind of agree. It'll hit a different population, maybe people were missing. So we talked about maybe doing like a day a month or something where we have like a dementia friendly day, or co-sponsoring some lectures over there. And really the goal with maybe reaching younger caregivers. We have a very active caregiver support here. It tends to trend on the older side. But we're thinking that if we have more of a presence at the library, we'll reach, maybe a younger generation of people needing support. So we're really excited about that partnership, because that'll be new for us.
Jesse, do you want the name?
No, I'll send it to you,
Okay.
because I'm afraid I'm gonna butcher it.
I was gonna ask later on.
Yeah, I can definitely give you a first name, but I'll give you the full package later. We're applying for another grant through Metro West Health Foundation around just increasing food supports. We've been having a lot of talks with Springwell. We just want to make sure moving forward we're able to continue our delivery component. So we're applying as sort of a security blanket. We've been talking to the school, no promises yet, but to see if we can work out some sort of partnership with them to provide meals through them. We're also looking into other private vendors as well. Again, we're still working with Springwell. We're just kind of looking ahead with all the funding things going on to make sure that if Springwell is no longer an option for delivery, that we have a backup. We love to eat here, so. And those are the highlights.
Great, thank you.
Sure.
I don't see anybody from Shine unless I'm missing.
Oh, she's coming.
We had a meeting here today.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Here she is. Hi, Amy.
Hey,
Hi,
Amy.
everybody. Hi, thank you for having me. So just to go over what happened for the month of February with Shine, we held our monthly Shine Counselor meeting. Now we have moved to 2 locations for 2025. So we did our meeting in Needham on February 6th and in Framingham on February 11th. We also held a virtual Shine presentation for the Needham Public Schools. We attended regional directors meeting with all of the other Shine directors virtually on February 12th and February 25th. We also met with the Holliston Council on Aging staff to review our memorandum and discuss site expectations for the Shine program. And for counselors, this is something we are starting this year we have COAs in 22 regions, and sometimes we're only talking to them via email. So we're making it a goal this year to start going to each site, and we plan on visiting all 22 sites. Just to touch base and meet in person. There's been some turnover, so we want to meet and make sure we're all on the same page. We also created registration and started planning for our upcoming Health Benefits University training. This is a training that's offered only to professionals so they can learn more about Medicare. And we continued our meeting with Shine counselors for our individual counselor sessions to discuss goals and get feedback. So as of now, we have 70 counselors, and it was optional for counselors to meet with us, but we did make it mandatory for the new counselors to meet with us. We had a fair number of counselors sign up, and we were able to get feedback and good suggestions that we can implement into the program. But that was it for February for the Shine program. Does anyone have any questions?
Not much then, right?
It was a short month.
Right. Okay, thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Dan, you said that you had a meeting
Well,
today?
for the March meeting was today.
Oh, okay,
We
okay.
had a big meeting today. All right,
Okay.
thank you, everybody.
Great, thank you.
Thanks. Good night, Amy.
I don't, is Aisha on? I can't tell.
No, I don't think she could make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. I don't know, Latanya, if you have anything on programming that you want to talk about, I would like to bring up the problem that we're facing at the moment, just briefly.
Okay, yeah,
Not
go for it.
just so the board knows, and if anybody calls them, they'll know what it's all about. So, 2 months ago, I think, Latanya mentioned to us that we were going to start asking for payment upfront for an 8-week series, rather than the $5 every time somebody shows up, which happens on occasion that they don't pay. We're finding, unfortunately, that to be more and more often. So we started asking for payment in full when they sign up for a class, a series. It's not being taken very well. People are not happy with it, but we're going to stick to the process. We're finding that we need, that we have to pay the instructors, whether people are there or not. Aisha has, and Latanya has, and I don't know if you got involved with it at all, but, I've spoken to a few people that have called me, after they talked to Latanya and Aisha, they're going up the line, and I gave them the same spiel that is being, given. This is a program that we did prior to the COVID pandemic. We're just going back to it because we're finding that people are not paying for their programs. And so anyway, I just wanted the board to be aware of that there is some pushback. We're going to stick to the prepayment. If people find that they go away for a certain period of time, we've talked about doing some kind of credit for the next series that they sign up with. So we're working on it. So if you get a call from anybody, at least you're prepared, and the basis is we're sticking to what we said. So, yes. dear.
So my wife participates in Sandy's yoga class on Monday. It's probably the biggest online class that they have. And at the end of the class 2 weeks ago, they had a big discussion about payment. There are people in that class from out of state. There are people in Florida for the winter. And some said they no longer have checking accounts. So I'm back, and if I was here last month, to the credit card situation.
We know.
Not accepting credit cards is disgraceful. This is a 20th century thing. I'm not saying Zelle or Venmo. And the town promised us in September they
And
were
it's
gonna
be-
do it.
And it's being worked on. And that's all we can say, because Latanya has been in touch with the
No,
treasurer. You
Yeah.
know, it's not, we're not ignoring it. It's something that Latanya has been working
So
on.
I have a suggestion. It seems to me the only way that we get anything going with the town is direct contact with the select people. You know, I'm pretty convinced that the 3 items that got put on the agenda for town meeting are the results of our contacts with the select people. And I think we need to put pressure on them. It's ridiculous that we're not, it's 4 or 5 years now. It's,
I know, and there's other town, agencies, so to speak, if that you wanna call us an agency. That, you know, Park and Rec and, you know, others are doing it, so, anyway, that's, I don't know if you,
I can, so we've followed up with Treasury already. Tim's gonna follow up with them again to see if we can make it happen. So we did have our first meeting. Unfortunately, accounting was not at that meeting. So they also need to be in on this meeting to understand the software is different from my rec. That's what the town approved of, so that's why Park and Rec, Youth Commission, Youth Services is able to use that. That system isn't compatible with my senior center, the one that we use. So we then have to get approval to use the software that supports my senior center for us to be able to utilize the credit card system.
so who do we have to get that authorization?
So
from?
it goes the treasury, accounting, and then Dave, because the biggest thing they are worried about is security. Who's the third party that will see the invoice slips or the credit card information? So I think they just have to outline those
Okay,
details.
this should be a program that you just click and you know everybody who paid for it and it's online. I think we get no support from the town that way, which is why I'm suggesting we go in another direction.
Well, and I wonder if the response is different to staff. Poo-poo versus, you know, constituents, if you will.
Because we have the system that when we get the checks, we are able to identify and then register who's paid. We just need that component that, well, people can go on and register themselves and pay with their credit card, and also if someone comes in, we need a way to swipe their
Right.
credit card, and we currently don't have that system.
Yeah, we're in 2025. I mean, there's
Yeah,
gonna be that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like it's 1970.
Yeah, whether it's through, you know, who we work through, who we push a little harder. I have a pretty good, rapport with Dave Davidson, have worked with him, obviously, a few years. And I
And
have
who is
no,
he? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
Dave.
he's the, his title.
Director of Finance.
Yeah.
Finance director.
He's
Well, how
actually,
much,
he's
they used to be
actually
the
brilliant.
treasurer, now they make them assistant town manager or something.
Yes,
Oh,
he's,
okay.
he in, charge of finance,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I think we ought to not, we should not let up on the selectmen. And I would propose that we each zero in on one, and I'd be happy to, get Pine Trails here and, others, one, others.
We want to do a direct, or if we want to go to I personally don't want to go to a meeting and speak in the 15 minutes.
I
ahead of time.
spoke in July at the 15 minutes before the meeting.
Right, regarding the same thing,
No, regarding the things that are now on the
In the budget.
agenda, the move, I think I had 4 or 5 things, but the gym,
okay,
it
well,
was easy for me to do.
this is off the record. I would not give the credit to the select board for putting those things on the agenda. Okay, I give credit to Kate and to Tim. Cause they're the ones that put the budget together. So
Well, whoever.
I'm not saying it wasn't worth it, and maybe there was somebody that brought it up, but I sometimes think that we're better off going direct to a source rather than sitting at a meeting like that. Just my opinion.
Colleen, am I accurate? What I'm hearing is that once the result. Feel comfortable paying, right, or is it,
I have no idea. I think the issue is, and I didn't mean to get, we hesitated bringing this up, but I was concerned that a board member would get a call and not know what anybody was talking about. I'm not sure if paying in advance is the problem. I think the biggest problem is they like to be able to go into a class. Some of them, unfortunately, a number of them are not actually paying, whether it's per class or not.
that's,
And it's just going back to a system that we had. Unfortunately, there's a lot of new people since the pandemic, and they're not used to what we used to do. So we're just gonna stick to our guns, and both Latanya and Aisha are more than willing, any of the program people are more than willing to talk to people and try and work something out if they actually can't afford it. We know who that is. So it's being handled, but
And,
again, I just wanted to make sure if a board member got a call from someone who uses the center to be ready to speak.
I can go after, and someone in the audience raised their hand too for a question. I don't know if you want to
Oh.
take questions now or,
Okay,
or
yeah, Ann, do you
you,
mind?
Ann, you want to go? Is that all right?
Do we know who it is?
Kalpana? Kalpana, did you still want to say something?
Mute myself.
Yes, your hand's up.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hear
Yes.
you, yeah.
Okay, good evening, everybody. This credit card issue is faced at the library book sale, and the major I would not say the problem, but the credit card overhead fees or certain policies, town do not want to go deep into it, or the system is the setup in a way. At book sale also, all the time people say that, oh, we are now progress so much and you are not and simply we have to tell them that a check or a cash. And then sometimes people run to the ATM and get the cash, or they just leave. That's the setup. Because the processing of the credit card company is a overhead fees and a lot of other issues with that. So town has accepted, or rather it's a practice at the library also. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Kalpana.
Thank you.
Ann?
I was going to say that, there's an attitude, I don't know how pervasive, among those who are not paying, that the town owes it to them. That this is the town's whatever.
But it's interesting enough that you can't go to Park and Rec, you can't go to the adult ed, you can't go, there's so many places and that you have to pay ahead of time, and they also charge so much more than we do. Yeah, I think, I don't know, I just,
And do they think they're paying town employees? I mean, they get social services at
I
no
think
charge.
the tax dollars are
But
Well,
these
that's
are-
why they
but
get social
these are
service,
people-
exercise.
Our,
food.
right, our instructors are people who
instructors.
are being paid, you know, they're not town employees.
Right, they're
Per
outside.
se, there are people that are, you know, doing them a favor by teaching the class, so to speak.
You know,
I
you-
know, it's,
Yeah, they're
It's
outside
hard to do
people.
It's
water,
tough,
but
yeah.
I just, that's.
Yeah, everybody charges.
right, and we don't know if they're Needham residents or outside Needham, because we do have a lot of people that are from
It's
other
easy,
towns.
to get less checks for the front desk every week or every day if you do 2 months.
Well, we're
They give you
working
big
on
checks.
the credit card. Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, really, it is. If
Yeah.
it's once a month, it's,
And easier with those $5 bills. that,
right,
You know, keep coming at you.
right. We have some good news on transportation. It was brought up at the, Friends meeting last week about having a van to leave later in the afternoon. And we talked to Aisha about it, and, I don't remember how it came up exactly, but,
People who wanted to go to programs.
oh, yeah, that could, because,
But needed
right.
a ride home.
right. So, between Stefan and Aisha, they've worked it out that we will have a later ban. It will be a sign up kind of thing. If you think you want to attend the program and you need a ride, then you have to sign up. Otherwise, we don't want to schedule a driver that's just gonna sit there and for a couple hours or something with no response, nothing to do. So, I think it's a good start. Hopefully, you know, we used to have people at 4:30, you know, the cap would be full at 4:30 with people there and stuff. So this way we can, have later programs. And hopefully at some point we'll be able to do evening things and still have transportation, so it's a start. Anything, Latanya, that you would like to add?
No, I just wanted, to know that everyone received the updates from Springwell.
Yes.
Okay, and with that continue that, the directors are, meeting with, Trish, monthly. The directors also, met with DTA, the advisory board in Framingham, just to talk about, you know, some of the cuts that may or may not happen, just to, you know, kind of keep people, informed. The biggest thing, they ask that the directors just share with their social service department, which I know they already know, to just try to encourage seniors to apply as much as possible, and also know it's a different application, like they don't have to do the long version, that it's actually shorter, and at some point, they're asking that we provide like an informational session at our sites or even housing. So I said I would work with Jess to kind of figure, you know, the best time to do that. That's it for me, but I wanted to ask if anyone was available to help out with the community dinner, because I realized I always schedule it on a Thursday when it's the exchange, so. So I said I would just, this time, remember that, but I also would, need at least 4 volunteers.
I put it on my calendar.
I
do
too.
It's the 20th Thursday.
In a week.
What time do you need us there?
It's gonna start at 5, if you can come at 4:45,
Okay.
help with plating.
Okay, great.
You have my name already.
Yes.
You got 3
Thank
then.
you.
It was there.
Yeah, Latanya and I had met the other day and I said, you keep doing the dinner bells on Thursday. And I can't help you.
I'm
with-
guilty of
with,
that, so I know the next one won't be on a Thursday, and then I just want to say, now that the time has changed, it's gonna get lighter. Hopefully more people, you know, be more apt to drive. I know the winters is hard for our population, but we'll be going back to dinner on the deck, barbecue, so hopefully we definitely try to do a lot more programming during the summertime, and that's when people are more apt to come out, so we're just working at it.
people have to register for that?
Yes. And it's a sign up sheet up front, and because I had it strictly catered for Midway, I have to stick to that number, otherwise someone won't get anything to eat, so I'm encouraging people to sign up. And that's it for me.
Okay. Under chair report, the Stephen Palmer Committee, so I received, an email from Miles Tucker, who is an assistant to Kate. And they are putting together a committee to study the Stephen Palmer since the, it'll be back into the Needham's hands in 2 years.
Wow.
So they asked, the select board, the planning board, the council on aging, the council on aging, park and rec. Thought there were 5.
For the top?
Oh, Board of Health, thank you. So they're putting together a committee to study this, and I have asked Sue to be our representative. And she has agreed, thank God. So, I feel she'll present our needs and wants. We have no idea what will be on the agenda, if anybody, is going in with any ideas or not. There's still some kicking around from the old days where they were gonna tear that building down and put it on Great Plain Avenue and make the fields the other. So who knows what's gonna come? We're certainly hoping for apartments of some kind and hopefully seniors, but we'll just wait and see. And she got sworn in today, so she's ready to vote.
Congratulations.
No, it's
How long ago?
50, it was a 50-year lease.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was there every
I
Sunday after
knew the person
TCD, it was
involved.
my great grandmother, 10 years.
Huh? No, but the Phil Singleton was the guy whose company from, I'm not sure. Was the original.
I can't even imagine that they can save that building itself.
They would have to gut it if they saved it.
Oh,
no
yeah,
way.
definitely.
It's a lot of
I don't
waste
know,
of space, like
structure-
the ceilings are so high, it's a waste of,
Right,
like, we could.
heating and everything
Yeah,
else, yeah, and the basement is. We
No.
don't
No,
wanna
that
talk
was,
about the
my poor nephew, I took my nephew there, we were dropping off apple pies and went to the senior center. And he's only 4, and he's like, Auntie, they shouldn't treat older people like that. I mean, he's 18, but he's like, Auntie, he was 4. Poor kid, I'm like, I know, we're gonna build a building.
And the immediate issue is that it has to be delivered to the town vacant. So
Yeah.
all
They're gonna do
the
that,
people
yeah.
gonna go
Well,
in
so
the meantime.
I know a couple people that are there that are actively and not actively looking at places and not that encouraged.
Yeah.
No, there isn't one.
There's a big difference in the price point there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, so some of them might qualify if some places, and they have their names in 5 or 6 places, like the places in the industrial park where they have a percentage of,
Right,
Yeah.
but they're tough to get them.
and I don't know, can Needham Housing Authority help at all, or are they?
That's not, you need a housing authority.
I know it's not,
It's a good
But
question.
it's within the, MBTA, distance, and they're desperate for, housing,
right,
the town areas, but that certainly should be a consideration.
Yeah. I mean, I know that,
The housing authority have someone present that happens well.
no,
I think we're what, 2.5 years away?
the Needham Housing Authority and the town are, they're
June
separate
27th,
entities,
is when they come in.
as you know.
Right.
I
Yeah,
thought I'd heard they were hiring a consultant to help people relocate. Is that, I don't know if they actually did, but I thought that was one of the
I
ideas
don't
on
know,
the,
but maybe
the
that
table.
will, something that will.
that would be
find out.
good if
Yeah.
they do.
I mean,
Yeah,
once they decide what they're,
yeah.
prior to what they're doing, so
But to help the
Hopefully.
people living there find new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, is it full?
Authority against not just
Sure it is.
us, but they are doing.
Is it full?
that. They're- they're-
Yeah, they're hiring,
They're-
yeah,
there's a well-developed plan,
yeah.
not to dislocate. people.
But
But
it's not just seniors that live
Mm-mm.
there.
No,
Yeah.
No,
No.
but I don't think
So-
they can help because they're regulated on a state list and federal list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Did you get any idea when they're gonna start meeting? No.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I don't even know if everybody's appointed somebody to the
Right.
committee yet, so. Okay, approval of the, February minutes.
So can I make a change if I wasn't here, or suggest something?
Yeah.
It said the number of swipes was 27,890. I think that's an unlikely number.
I mean, listen to the recording, I think that's what I just said, we can.
There's no way there was 1,000 swipes, over 1,000 swipes a day.
For the, that wasn't, for no, I don't think that was for the month.
It wasn't January, it was an overview, I'll figure it out.
No,
I
it
would-
says in
Yeah, I
January, the
know,
number
that's
of
what it
swipes
said.
into the building in January was 27,890.
Unless it means like counting all the check-ins, like if someone swiped in for more than
That
one
would be
thing a
every
day.
resident of town was here once. I don't think so.
I can follow up.
Yeah, we
that.
can check on
Doesn't
that.
look to me like it's a plausible.
Just let me know, Latanya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what that's under?
Yeah, it's under,
Page
Aging
program,
services.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I think that's on.
yes, okay, I found it, thank you. So we can hold off on approving these minutes until we can verify.
I got one quick one along the line, on the. She's looking.
Yeah,
oh,
veteran part?
Yeah, under the veterans part, the first sentence, it says, so-and-so noted that the reach across America, I think it must have been my bad pronunciation. It's not reach, R-E-A-C-H, it's wreaths. Just like Christmas wreaths.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wreaths across America. My TH
Sorry.
doesn't come out very well.
Might be me, thank you. Okay, there was one other thing, Helen, that you wanted to,
At the bottom of page 3, under new business, at the end of that first sentence, I just suggested that I'm asking that we stop the sentence after it says, COA makes it a general guideline to not promote companies, period.
And then delete the rest of it.
yes,
Yeah, delete the rest of that sentence.
any comment on any of the, requested changes? All right, I'm going to hold off, until we get, those changes made. Just in case, I mean, I know we can vote on it, tonight with the changes, but because of the number that we need to check on, I'd rather wait if you don't mind. Okay. We didn't talk about the, I don't know if you want to talk anything about this, the number of
So
people.
I would just, refer to Aisha, and I'll follow up with her
Okay.
about that, so I can better
Okay,
explain it.
great. All right. I can't see, I can't feel, I can't do anything. It's not funny when your hands are numb, you know? Okay,
I'll just ask her to provide a summary from that, data sheet.
okay,
Lord.
great, thank you.
I don't wanna explain it.
Okay, Ted?
Yes. I just want to reiterate on one comment I made last month, but it is now March and the end of this March, March 29th specifically, happens once a year, but nevertheless important event, especially in my case. Vietnam War Veterans Ceremony is going to be at the Cefalo Road on March 29th, which is a Saturday, 11 a.m. in the morning. I have the pleasure this time also of firing the weapons. So make a little noise there. Um, Along the lines from the board, I mentioned once before, and the board selected, or the board made the comment, pass along the information to the select board. In conjunction with today's comment about Pat, I passed along examples to Kevin Keane as well as Josh Levy, relative to our ongoing thing that's taken place here with the senior tax work-off program and the veterans tax work-off program. So I had examples, I Xeroxed examples that I passed along to our previous VSO. I Xeroxed them also when I had a meeting recently, about 2 weeks ago, with our current VSO that's working on the interim. And I was mentioning to him different things, but I asked him I told him about that comment about the Veterans Tax Work-Off Program. And he said, he's from Brockton, and he said, oh, Brockton has that. I said, okay, and he says, yeah, he says they did have it before with an income requirement limit, but he said they didn't get any applications. So what happened is, he said they did away with the income asset requirement income relative to the veterans. So I even had the sheet that the council in Brockton approved to take it off the system. So I passed that along to him. I got it from him, wrote that up, and also included that with the information to the both select board people. They basically had their meeting, I think it was March 11th, relative to that issue, maybe some others as well, but nevertheless, they had the information on that one. The other thing I will say, while I was meeting with our current interim VSO, he's the one that told me that we have a new VSO for the town. He's coming on board March 17th, which is a Monday, and I guess Needham is the 20th, so that'll be a Thursday. I'm gonna look forward to getting together with him to find out how things are going, what's the deal. But I found out from the current VSO that the new person is Dan O'Neill, and he's a Needham resident. So he's a Persian Gulf War veteran, so he's a little bit younger than I am. But the sad part about it is that I don't know if anybody else knew anything about this. The town knows about it. It's happening already Monday. Today is Thursday. They didn't pass along any information anywhere. Not only that, but our Post 2498 VFW commander sent 2 letters to Kate Fitzpatrick. Well, it's gotta be 2 months ago. Never got a response relative to hiring VSOs. Now there's a VSO on board, and we just had a meeting at the VSO. I mentioned it to the commander. He says he didn't get any kind of notification. One would think that, they'd probably let him know, seeing as how he inquired already and made some comments and suggestions, but I guess that's the way things work.
I don't mean to interrupt you, and I can't cite where I saw this, but somewhere I saw that.
A notice that there is?
Yeah.
See, you can't even remember where. I want to show you how important it
Well,
was.
I'm sorry. I don't
It
use it,
wasn't-
and so,
I keep looking at what you need ham to know, website there weekly. I haven't
right.
seen anything there yet, nor have I seen anything there relative to this Saturday's thing at the, not this Saturday, but March 29th. March 29th is still a few weeks away, but the VSO is
I
gonna be
don't know if
happening
it
this
was
week.
On the Observer, it was something that I
think
just
it was on the
read recently.
And there will be a coalition after
yes.
the event.
What a surprise.
Love my parents.
So we'll see how all that works out with the new VSO anyway. And along the same lines, because I submitted stuff to the current select board, what's her name, Marion, I think it's Marion Healy. This past meeting, which was a couple of Thursdays ago, she was at our VFW. She was in the lounge. I introduced myself, told her that I was gonna be passing some things along. So we're trying to get, or I'm trying to get a 3-way kind of connection, because I'm gonna be sending some more information to these people so as that they make the town aware with more examples of what other towns have already done with a capital D. Whether it'll happen here or not, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep following up on that. The other thing that, along the way here, March 20th, I understand, yeah, there is a dinner on that night, but at the same time, the Exchange Club has a dinner on March 20th.
Exactly, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why we're not serving at the dinner bells.
Yeah, so, they kindly got to the commander of our VFW and asked for 5 members to go and represent the VFW at that Exchange Club meeting. So, I kindly accepted. So unfortunately, I would have loved the dinner bell, but I can't be at 2 places at the same time. So I'll be in that one, it's at the golf course
Yes.
club in Needham,
Yeah,
yeah. And, the other one that I'll mention too, in line with, kind of an awareness thing, the thing that Governor Healy passed, the HERO Act, that this, particular thing about the senior and veterans tax workout program, but there are other items in there. The good part about, that senior tax workout program, that's within the town structure. So you gotta get the blessing of the people in the town. The other things that are relative to the HERO Act, which thank God don't go through the towns, but because they've been passed by the state, they're automatically there. Some of these are veterans exemptions on the estate, on the excise taxes. You don't have to turn around and register your vehicles. There won't be any charge. You can get a rebate on an exemption on your driver's license renewal. If you happen to buy a new car, you're exempt from the sales tax. So every one of these here, every one of those items doesn't go through a local town. So there's no blessing needed there. And I was shocked, surprised, amazed. A couple weeks ago, maybe a good month ago, I decided to go to the assessor's office in the town and ask them, are they doing anything relative to the excise tax exemption that the state passed? And again, I was shocked. The guy just turned around, went, got a form. He said, which car do you want to declare? And give me the number plate. Wrote something down. He says, as soon as some kind of a board there approves it, you'll get a check in the mail, which already happens. The reason behind that is it's in the town, but the town collects the money from the state. So they really don't get anything. That's why they're so willing to accommodate this.
so I'm assuming that all this information that you pass on to us every month, that you pass on at the VFW as well?
We will this coming month, yes, because I passed it along to our resource officer, who will this month come across with that information to the regular, whoever's in attendance, yeah. So that basically is enough. I think I've said enough at the moment, so I thank you for listening.
Okay. Well, I'm glad your work is being,
Well, I don't
noted and
know,
that things
we'll keep
are-
our fingers crossed and see,
being
maybe
done.
one of these things will get adopted before I die, but I'm giving it a shot.
Beverly, the Friends?
The staff luncheon went very well. We had it catered by Panera's and they did a great job.
They did, it really was.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Set up.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So April 14th at 12:30 will be the volunteer lunch.
Yes.
And we're going to go to Conrad's. Over the menu. It's what Colleen shared with us. And Latanya, you're helping
Yes,
with the funding.
yes.
Yes, thank you. Much appreciated.
And that will be staffed by the Exchange Club.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That
Yes.
will need help with.
Yeah. Yeah. The staff luncheon was wonderful. Thank you, Beth. Much appreciated.
So I think it's going to be really important to have a sign up of the volunteers that are actually, going to attend, because
We need the number.
you have to have the number in that kind of situation. So. Okay, is that it?
That's it.
and your bread runs are still you and Helen are
Yeah.
still doing that.
And she
Actually,
is a great partner. I just can't compliment her.
Yeah.
We work so well together.
I couldn't believe that yesterday afternoon, I was after it, like 1 o'clock. I was in the caf and there were actually bagels left there.
Wow.
Yeah, they had a lot of bagels this week.
Oh my God, I have never been,
I'm there
I've
after
never
the
been
gym.
here when there was bread left.
We had a second donor who brought in bagels, so it was a lot for Panera, but we had another bagel drop off.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Ellen and I
it was just,
Yeah.
yeah.
back and forth, and I had said to her, my car would not have taken another. I had bags in the back seat.
That's crazy.
I call it carbohydrate. That's our terminology.
They do a good job in the kitchen of separating
Yeah,
and putting
yeah,
it
yeah.
in manageable portions
Right.
also.
Yeah,
We
that's all
just,
Tom.
we just need, yeah, we just need to do a better job in saying that it's, everybody has to have a chance. And it's like one per family or one, per, because we have a few people who think that it's just meant for them and they walk out with a lot more than what they really should.
We
It's hard to
probably
control.
should add something like, giving thanks and recognition to Panera Bread. This is
Oh, it's
courtesy.
in the compass,
It is, but I
the
mean,
last 2 months.
no, I realize that, but I mean.
The sign.
Oh, it's
something
down.
about
Table thing.
The bread and
Yeah.
bagels.
Okay.
We can do that.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I was
Yeah.
wondering too, if we should have a sign for one per family. One package, one day, whatever.
So I would agree with that, but there's been so much stuff that
Yeah, I know.
it really hasn't mattered, I think.
Well, the answer is yes and no, it
Yeah.
has,
Yeah.
I come early on Tuesday morning. to get-
But-
And I bake the bread, but to get my pulse taken, and I see people who've been very early taking.
So I got to go through there after the gym, so I see it.
We can say something about like, please be mindful about how much you take, so
Yeah.
everyone has a chance. No, I don't know if that'll,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
but-
Please don't put up-
Yeah, yeah.
One day.
Yeah,
You may have to.
I don't even know if that would make a difference, to be
Yeah.
honest, but we can try, yeah.
Something
Just
about
some people wanna
sharing,
be
you know?
mindful.
Yeah.
That word.
We
Yeah.
can come up with some little sharing thing that.
I don't want anyone seeing me put that sign up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Share like,
Yeah.
something.
And it's interesting, and I had shared with Helen. So one night, when we were there, the manager said, I can't thank you enough for taking the breads. And she said, it's just wonderful. She couldn't praise us enough.
That's great. I mean,
Which I
they're
thought
doing
was-
us a favor.
Yeah.
I think we're doing them a favor,
Yeah.
which is really great. Yeah.
It doesn't go wasted.
No,
Right.
I say to throw it away, right?
Right.
Correct.
yeah,
That's correct.
yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, and you do know that this group is invited to we are volunteers and we are invited to
I
the volunteer
never have
lunch.
gone, but I just put it in my schedule. It's always seems to be the wrong day.
Well, please sign up. Please sign up, everyone.
Was there something about you sending invitations and people would respond to those invitations?
That's on my to-do list, hopefully by Monday, sorry.
There was mention of.
Oh, you're the one that's doing it?
I'm the one
Yeah.
that's being slow at it, but it's coming, I
And
promise.
and sign up is required.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can bribe Katie to make a prettier flyer than I can make.
Oh, the flyer don't.
I
count.
know, that's what's been, my flyer anxiety has been holding me back, so. But yeah, it's coming next week for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any old business?
Yeah, this is a question. So the items that are in the budget of town meeting, was there some talk that we could go, about hearings before prior to them getting,
Or just our?
like
just-
the funding for the gym?
Well, there's okay.
How does it get on the warrant?
Yeah.
They have a warrant.
There's warrant meetings, thank
Yeah.
you, yeah. There's warrant meetings and they can be discussed there,
Yeah,
but there's no anything set up just to discuss, all right, we will be going to FinCom.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes, yes.
That's what I
When
meant.
when Tim goes to FinCom with our budget, then, you know,
That'd be a good idea for.
I thought we should have some
Yeah.
representation.
Yes. absolutely,
Yeah,
I can
that's
find out
basically
when.
was my.
yes.
I didn't put it right.
Tim usually lets us know when it is,
Yeah,
but,
he-
yeah, because it's Health and Human Services, so the health department will need to be there too.
I have a question. Is something going on with Springville? I've heard people say that their lunches aren't quite as good as they used to be, and I've heard now they're delivering them later. Is Springville having issues?
I would say, based on the meetings we had, there's a lot of changes that's taken place, and a lot of it has to do with funding, and they're managing it as much as they can. Tricia said that she would keep us informed as much as possible. When we hear from our participants, we just tell them it's not our program, so we can only provide suggestions and hope for the best.
Yeah, there's a lot less people, I think, that
Well,
are
there are a lot less people
eating
here,
lunch.
and
Oh, yeah, you see
I've
that.
heard the same comments
Yeah.
about the quality.
The quality is kind of going down.
Yeah,
But I think more, I don't know the deliveries, are the deliveries still pretty healthy?
So I would say between 45 and 50 right now.
Yeah, so there could,
Um,
that's a lot, because there's
yeah.
only like 15 people here.
Yeah, most of the people you don't see downstairs.
right,
Right,
exactly.
right.
The lateness, I will say, is a change with their caterer and the delivery to time it for when the Springwell staff comes here. So they used to come at like 8 or 9 and now they're coming after 10, so
I
it's,
see.
but now Springwell is completely managing that list, so, you know, we have less. Yeah,
But we're still doing the deliveries, right?
we're still doing deliveries, but they're completely in charge of ordering now, whereas it used to be more of a
Yeah,
team effort. Yeah, we used to kind of share it, but their program, so it makes sense that they
Right.
would handle it. Yeah.
Maybe a good idea, another good thing to keep in mind when we defend the kitchen renovation downstairs.
right,
You
right,
know, because you've got Meals on Wheels is probably gonna lose the hospital sooner or later, but we may lose Springwell, and we might wanna have a
right.
town budget for meals.
Well, Latanya and I met with Tim, yesterday.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
one of
Was it
my,
just
one of my
yesterday?
4 meetings
Yeah.
yesterday. And he said, you know, that he's talked to Kate and that, because of the way it's set up, you know, it's kind of like, once the, God, I hate this, and it's getting worse. Not design, what's the word I want? Anyway, there's a certain, a certain process that you have to go through first, and once that's done, as long as we don't have to go out and we could possibly manage what we need to do in some areas, for instance, moving a fitness center can be done in-house. Doing the, door at the CAT, putting up, you know, the outside structure can be done in-house.
In the by the town.
Yes.
Right, right. Yes, not in-house here.
I couldn't see us out there.
Right, I know. Yeah, everybody bring a hammer now.
Letters.
Then there's a pretty good chance that, it's gonna go through, but, you know, who the heck knows? But
We're
we still need to be adamant about it and be there and,
Yeah, that's that was
Yeah.
my question, but
Right.
I didn't phrase it.
right. Yeah, and make sure that there's representation at FinCom and that FinCom is in support of that.
We're
'Cause
actively
once
trying to
FinCom
stay
says
ahead of
no,
it.
It's like
too.
an uphill battle.
We're actively just trying to stay ahead of it too. We're already working on grants and had some promising discussions with the school and private vendors too, so that, you know, if something happens, we're ready to go. And then hopefully eventually get it into the budget, so.
And I also reached out to Minuteman. 'Cause they
Oh,
have their own
yeah.
area.
Yeah,
Everyone's, you know, just trying to compile it together. We
Right.
have a plan, so.
Yeah.
just doing-
Good, okay. Anything else?
I'll mention one thing that came out at the Shine meeting today that's gonna affect a lot of people. So people who were public employees, like school teachers, firemen, had a reduction in what they got for social security. And that was rumored to be going away, and it's went away. And the checks, I think, the increased checks were in this month's social security check for those people. But, not, well, some people I know got it already.
Well, there's.
71% is sort of done already.
There's two pieces.
Yeah, so there's two pieces, so one piece will be. People will be getting, let's say, an extra $300 or $400 a month. And that will be permanent, and there's another piece that is retroactive to January of '24. And that can be a bigger piece, like $4,000 or $5,000, and from Shine, the issue was it gonna disqualify people from certain programs, and it's not gonna be considered,
No, it's a one-time thing.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
That
That's,
the monthly one is not a one-time thing,
Hmm?
then that's a monthly.
no, the monthly
$300.
one will count against income and affect everything.
Right.
It's good for a lot of people.
That's an interesting comment because we had our meeting at the VFW, the first, a week ago Thursday. And the table that I was sitting at, two people commented on that. One guy got over $5,000 social security. He doesn't know why. And the other fellow that was sitting there, he got it and his wife got it. So that's two in one household,
Yeah.
over $5,000.
That's a good day.
And nobody knew why, nobody got anything.
Well,
from
so
Social Security.
apparently there is a letter coming out that gets there
After the
about a week or
fact.
two after the check.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't really know. And this is not, has nothing to do with, you know, the firemen or or anything else. But about, I don't know, 3 months ago, I got a check from Social Security in my husband's name. Ooh. 14 years. 15 years this month. But it was his Social Security for me that was never paid to me. I didn't understand it. I cashed the check and I said, thank you very much. If they come after me in a few years, yeah. It's their problem. I don't know. I
They'll
mean,
find
it
you in the
was
Cayman
like-
Islands.
You know, yeah, really. And of course, I got, then when I got, you know, when you get your whatever W-2 or whatever it is from Social Security, I got one for him.
Oh my God.
So I just gave it to my tax guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's gonna love
You
that.
get it.
Thanks, Holly.
But with Social Security, you just never know apparently, so, anyway, is there anything else? And if not, may I have a motion to adjourn?
I have something else.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I
Latonya.
forgot to mention, this month is social work month, so if you
Oh,
see our social workers throughout the
Yeah.
center, please give them a shout out for all
well,
of they
let's
do.
Thank you, Tanya.
You do an incredible job, there's no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Thank you all.
So, I think all of our staff, we
Yes.
are very,
The
very
team.
lucky with the
Yeah.
staff
Yeah.
that we have.
Even Springwell commented during a meeting
Yeah.
about how great facility and our workers are.
Great. Okay,
I'll make the meeting.
thank you. Second. Thank you.
Aye.
Any discussion? Okay. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.